If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Penny Dreadful Season 3, Episode 2, Predators Far and Near, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. Okay, first I have to begin with a clip, a nice little clip for you guys from the show. Here we go, let's listen to that.
You are mine.
Wow, alright, let me just kind of describe what happened, alright? First off, Billy Piper and Reeve Carney, they're back, okay? Billy plays Lily, a.k.a. the Bride of Frankenstein. Reeve Carney plays Dorian Gray. When they are on screen together, their on-screen presence is the best that you've ever seen on television, man. There is this connection. There is this... I don't even know how to describe it. It's so beautiful. It's so pure. It's so elegant. It's a masterpiece, okay? They have literally taken these characters from the books and from mythology and from tall tales and folklore, and they have created them on screen, okay? Brought them to life, you know, living, breathing. You can feel the emotion. You can connect to each one of these characters, and that's what they do on this screen and inside of this scene on Penny Dreadful. Let me tell you what happened, okay? They go to this, you know, obviously we're way back in the day, okay? This isn't modern day. This is when, you know, certain lust and desires and acts of sex were frowned upon, okay? You couldn't just be out in public, I don't know, you know, enjoying, you know, whatever sort of, you know, I don't know, whatever you wanted to do, you couldn't do it, okay? So there were these clubs that allowed you to have some of your darkest, deepest desires, you know, manifest and played out for you, okay? So you wouldn't have, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, you wouldn't have, you know, any of this stuff, you know, you definitely wouldn't be going to a movie theater to watch any of this, you wouldn't be going to your friend's house back then, you really had to do it undercover, okay? And, for the most part, it was a club that was for rich men, okay? If you were poor, you weren't, you know, joining in on this, and majority of the time, like literally 9 times out of 10, you would be the one that the rich people would pay for you to be tortured and whatever else they want to do to you, okay? You would be the puppet, you would be the tool, you would be, you would be used like they used this girl tonight, okay? So you have this underground 50 Shades of Grey, you know, club. And Lily and Dorian Gray, they go into the club, they get, you know, an entrance to the club after they pay the fee, and they go inside there. Now, at first, you're thinking to yourself, okay, they're just going to sit down and enjoy this because, you know, they're into some of this pretty kinky stuff, man. We saw in season, we saw in season 2, we saw some pretty wild stuff, you know, from those characters. We've seen them do some pretty unimaginable stuff. And that's just how it is, man. And then, you know, knowing the character of Brona Croft, you know, before she was turned into Lily, before she became the Bride of Frankenstein, you know, she was already into some pretty, you know, 50 Shades of Grey type stuff, all right? And Dorian Gray, you know, we know his name, okay? We know his legend and his legacy. You know, there's no denying, you know, what Dorian Gray does. He's been around for centuries, and he's probably been into some stuff that we can't even possibly wrap our minds around, okay? So, they go inside here, they sit down, there is this dude inside of this bondage, this sadomasochist, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, you know, Mr. Christian's here to see you, sir. You know, he was literally, you know, had the mask on, had the, you know, the nipple clamps, you know, whatever else you can possibly imagine, that's what this scene is, okay? And on this rack behind him were his devices of torture, okay? His devices of pleasure, I guess you can say, to these sick, perverted freaks that were down inside of this dungeon, trying to get their, you know, literally trying to get their their rocks off, you know, watching this violent scene take place right in front of them. All of a sudden you see this girl, she comes out and she's you know, butt naked, she's covered, her head is covered, and you say to yourself, okay, A, how does she get down here, you know what I'm saying, and then B, who the hell's gonna stop this? and then as she is uncovered, she's bound with her hands. She has she's tied. Her hands are tied. The dungeon master goes over and he selects his tool of pleasure, and then he is about to, kill her, murder her, or beat her, or do whatever, and he picks up this weapon that I literally can't even describe, so I might include a screen cap of the weapon, or maybe part of the scene, if I can grab it to where, you can't see any sort of nudity and stuff like that, because YouTube, they frown upon that when I put those up, alright? I mean, we're talking about Penny Dreadful, it has a lot of that, but, as soon as she is about to be, beaten, that's when Lily and Dorian Gray jump into action. And, these sick, perverted, rich men are sitting there, about to watch this and witness, her being, 50 Shades of Grade, 50 Shades of Grade. And all of a sudden, they just start killing. It's a slaughter, man. Lily has this little knife. She's stabbing people in the neck. Dorian has this pistol. He's shooting everybody. He's breaking arms. I mean, it's one of those, like, powerful Indiana Jones, I don't know how else to describe it. Batman v Superman, Captain America Civil War, whatever you want to say. It's a superhero moment on screen using our monsters, okay? So, like, if Universal Monsters is ever going to get this thing going, they have to compete with, Penny Dreadful, okay? Penny Dreadful has just elevated the game so much, man, okay? So after that happens, man, they free the girl. Lily walks over to her and she says this infamous scene. I'm going to go ahead and play it again just one more time because it's so powerful, man. And the way that she just looks in this girl's eyes, you can tell, man, that, like, she has a new pet. She rescued somebody. And you see the change in the character, man. I thought that, the Bride of Frankenstein would just continue killing. I never knew that she was going to rise and elevate to a level of saving victims, man. And I think that is going to give her her focus and also give Dorian a purpose in life, man. And then after that, we get the intro titles, man. With that beautiful, beautiful music, man. I wish I can play it for you. I might upload the music to my channel just because I think it's one of the top television show theme songs that you can ever experience, man. It's so beautiful, man. I can't say enough about it. The way that they put it together, it'll scare the shit out of you. I'll tell you that much, man. It really will, man. I'm going to try to keep this PG-13, guys, but it might just get a little crazy, man. Let's continue on. Okay, so Sarah Green, Josh Hartnett, Wes Studi, and Timothy Dalton, Hatchet Pole, Ethan Chandler, Kayetne, and then Sir Malcolm Murray. These are all, located in the same scene over in the Americas, all right? So you don't have Vanessa Ives or anybody else, near these characters, okay? They're on their own. What's going on is that Hatchet, or Hetchet, or however you want to pronounce it, she's following Ethan Chandler. And then Sir Malcolm and Kayetne, they're trying to track down Ethan. And, once he got stolen or taken off of the train, they're trying to track him. The plan is to take Ethan back to his father's land and then let his father deal with him. But that plan just totally, it totally goes up in flames pretty much because, the moon comes out, we get a full moon, and it's literally game over, man, and that's what ends up happening. Kayetne has these, magical Native American powers. He's able to actually, conjure up, the spirit and then actually communicate with Ethan Chandler whenever he is either asleep, from what it seems like, at nighttime. It just depends. From what the scene showed us, it was nighttime, and then he was able to talk to him and tell him, hey, we're coming for you. But with the full moon, Ethan Chandler was able to escape and just destroy these guys. I mean, he was killing these guys left and right. What was surprising about this inside of this bar scene is that Hatchet Pole came out of nowhere. Like, literally, she you know how she is. She comes out of the walls and shit because she's this demon. And she helps him out, man. She actually saves his life, which is, it's strange. I don't know her end game. Ethan was about to get shot, by this Western dude, and this cowboy, I guess you could say, and then she snapped his neck, and then they just kind of went face to face for a little while, and then Ethan went all werewolf on us, and then slashed a scene, and you got to see the close-up of his mouth, and you got to see his teeth and everything, and then after that, Hatchet Pole and Ethan Chandler, they look at each other, they face off, and she almost calms him down. And let me see if I can. I want to actually play this scene. Let me see if I can play this real quick.
How I've missed you.
So she says, "How I've missed you," and I don't know what this really means. I mean, I know it's been a long time since they've seen each other, you know, and all that stuff that happened in season 2. I mean, we know this, but what does it mean? What does it mean, people? I mean, let me know, man. Let me know what you guys think. It could be that she misses, you know, trying to kill him, or she misses loving him, but she's in her true form. He's in his true form. So she's a satanic demon, you know, with breast, you know, out, and he's just a little werewolf, and she misses him. So I don't know what that means. Who knows, man? It's absolutely, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's continue.
Of that duality that makes us who we are, he is wholly evil. Duality. We are all two things in a way, are we not? Deep in the marrow. Angel and devil, light and dark. The pull between the two is the active verb which energizes our lives. Right over there. I work at Bedlam.
Okay, so what we end up learning from Dr. Jekyll and Victor Frankenstein is that both of them know each other so well that both of them literally can't hide anything from each other. Dr. Jekyll knows exactly what Victor Frankenstein wants and desires, and vice versa. And I think that those two people are going to actually, you know, work together and then, you know, solve both of their, you know, I guess you could say, greatest riddles or mysteries, okay? And here's what's going on. First off, let's talk about this guy, man, Shazad Latif, who plays Dr. Henry Jekyll, and then obviously we're talking about Treadaway, man, who plays Victor Frankenstein. You know, we've seen him on Penny Dreadful for some time now. They have lunch together, they talk for a little bit, and then we find out that Dr. Jekyll works at this place called Bedlam. If you are not familiar with that, I'm not going to spoil it for you, okay? That, for me, that scene right there, when he says, and I'm going to play it for you right now. Let me play it for you right now. When he says that, like, my entire body got goosebumps. My entire being, you know, came out of the body experience. It was an outer body experience. It literally, like, had me on the edge of my seat. I teared up because I've heard this name so many times before. Out of all the books that I've read, out of all of the, I guess you could say, Universal monster movies I've watched, all of the horror films and stuff that I've watched over the years, it's fascinating as hell, guys. You know, we're into the mythology so deep right now, man. And whoever is responsible for this season, they know exactly what they're doing, you know? So we're in really, really good hands, you know? There is a phrase, man, that Eva Green, man, that she uses, and I'm going to put that up on the screen, because I think it's very important, man. It's a word that she uses, and that perfectly describes what this show is this season. I mean, we got into it a little bit, you know, in seasons 1 and 2, but this season, there's no stopping it. Like, it really, really is no stopping it, man. Let's talk about this scene. Inside of Bedlam, this is Dr. Jekyll's lab. He hasn't turned into Hyde yet, but the serum that he's using is most likely going to do the opposite once something happens inside of Dr. Jekyll's life, or his I don't know, some sort of life experience is going to happen. Either, and this is my thought process, either Victor Frankenstein is going to turn on him, which causes Dr. Jekyll to change, or an accident's going to happen that changes Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. We will see what happens, man. Victor Frankenstein agreed to go into Bedlam. Dr. Jekyll is going to show Victor Frankenstein a device that he uses along with a serum that can contain, rehabilitate, change a person into something else, okay? It literally takes what he talks about, this duality inside of everybody, duality in life, you know, numbers, you know, meaning, etc. And I'm going to play that clip for you guys right now. This is just pointing out to the fact that everybody has, you know, I guess you could say two faces, all right? So if you're going with DC Comics with Two-Face, everyone has a good side and a bad side, and that's what his serum does. It either takes your bad side away, or it adds takes your good side away, and then leaves your bad side there, or takes your bad side away and leaves your good side. And that's what we saw. We saw this patient who was foaming out of the mouth, who was just 100% crazy. And then once, Dr. Jekyll gave him the serum, he was really, really nice and polite and asked for some water. That's all he wanted. He was thirsty. His thirst was there, and I love that scene, man. I really, really do, okay? Next thing we're going to talk about is the last and final scene, and I'm kind of pulling them all together, and I really wish that one time I'm going to try to edit this whole entire series once it's over to have just one story of Dracula, okay? But here's what's so beautiful about this, guys, and let's talk about it. Okay, so we're talking about Dracula. We're talking about how Penny Dreadful did the hidden in plain sight, 100% pure Illuminati, 100% occult, 100% satanic. They did a ritual on television for us, and I didn't guess it. I fell for it. I didn't see the illusion. I didn't see what was hidden in plain sight, man. What I was worried about the entire time was for Vanessa Ives, and I said, you know what? She deserves happiness. She deserves a moment in her life where she can finally have, the love that she so desires. I wanted the character to feel connection with someone. She had Ethan Chandler, but for some reason they decided to separate, because of all of the confusion and all of the pain and suffering that was in their lives, and once they separated, it seemed as if, Vanessa Ives, her life went back to normal. Once, the season 2 finale happened and she was able to eradicate this threat, I thought that it was over. I said, you know what, man, Penny Dreadful is going to be a brand new, happy, loving show. And just like that, it turned everything away. I thought that, this season, Vanessa Ives would find true love. I thought that, her pain and her anguish and everything wrong in her life was going to go away. But it didn't happen. It doesn't happen. We're in for another hellish ride. That's all I can describe. I thought they were going to focus on Dorian Gray and the Bride of Frankenstein, and then, we got introduced to Dr. Jekyll, and he said, okay, well, Mr. Hyde's not far behind, and then Victor Frankenstein wants to get back with the Bride of Frankenstein, and I was like, okay, this is it. And we're still waiting for Frankenstein to come back into the equation, because he was heading back into town on the season 3 opener, okay? So what we're getting right now is just a maximum overload of universal monsters and zombies and whatever else you want to call it. It's just it's satanic. It's a cult. It's beautiful. I can't put it any way better than that, man. It's the most beautiful script that you've ever seen, man. So let's get into it. Hidden in plain sight the entire time is this person that we've come to know as Dr. Alexander Sweet. We also saw another doctor called Dr. Seward, and then we have this person called Reinfeld. Reinfeld is the, you can say, assistant to Dr. Seward. Dr. Seward is a psychologist of sorts. She is helping Vanessa Ives, rid her life of all of the craziness and just get back to the basics of being a human being, living a normal life, not having any sort of sorrow or pain, and just, I guess you can say, confronting all of her demons, getting all that stuff out there so she can have a normal relationship. And the possibility of having a normal relationship with Dr. Alexander Sweet, played by Christian Camargo. This guy is brilliant, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen this, it's the greatest it's the greatest thing on television right now. I don't care, man. Penny Dreadful is at the top of my list right now. It's beautiful. So Dr. Alexander Sweet is this caring and loving zoologist. Let's just put him in that category, okay? He has a lot of animals, and he knows a lot about every single creature on Earth, and he has this thing where he says, long story short, he's like, there's so many creatures on Earth, but only very few of them are taken care of. There has to be someone that can take care of the creatures that nobody wants. And that's him. That's what he does. That's what he brings to the table. And all of a sudden, man, out of nowhere, at the end of the episode, okay, we go back to that same situation where we're in Dracula's lair. Reinfeld is bowing down on his knees and he's screaming out for blood. He's like, I gave you what you wanted, master. Just please give me the blood. Give me the blood. And then all of a sudden, we see Dracula step forward out of the shadows. He cuts and slits his wrist or his palm, or, you know, wherever. It's a little tiny incision, just enough blood to begin to, you know, pour to where Reinfeld can suck and consume this blood. And then all of a sudden, the camera pans out or switches scenes, and it's an aerial shot, and it's Dr. Alexander Sweet looking up, and he's Dracula. His eyes are fucking pitch black, satanic as shit. Okay? And this is it. This is the beginning of the end of everything that we come to know and love, man. Vanessa Ives she's in immediate danger right now. And I don't know if it's because she's in love. I don't know if it's because she's trusting, you know, that the treatment with Dr. Seward is working or what, but her blinders are on 100%, dude. And it's like, you know, first off, I'm screaming to myself. I said, where the fuck is Sir Malcolm Murray? I was like, if he was here, someone would tell her this. Like, yo, wake up. He's there. There's danger. But no one is around her. Her trusted colleagues, her safety net is gone, dude. And she's just all alone. And I think that she's fallen in love, guys. I think that she's head over heels for Dr. Alexander Sweet, and I think that there's hell to pay. I think that there's 100% hell to pay, and I'm telling you, man, I'm so worried. I'm so scared, man. I've never been this terrified for a character on a television show, but right now I can't see Vanessa Ives making it out of this season alive. You know what I'm saying? And I know that that's crazy. I know we don't want to hear that, but like, what if Penny Dreadful? What if Showtime said, this season, we're taking major risk and we're going to get rid of not only one of our greatest characters, one of our most prized possessions of Penny Dreadful, but what if this is the last chapter? You know, and then the only thing that can save, I guess, Vanessa is the possibility of the return of Ethan Chandler and Sir Malcolm Murray, and then now we have this guy, man, Kiatney, Kietney, who might return with Sir Malcolm. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, maybe Hatchet Pole, maybe she's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? The demon girl with the breast out and stuff. Maybe she's gonna help out. I don't know, man. But I'm so worried. But also, I'm so pleased. I'm so thrilled. I'm such a fan of Penny Dreadful, and all I can do is just, you know, do a round of applause because they got me. Like I didn't see it coming. And to be honest, I still can't believe it. Right there the whole entire time. We're on episode number 3 coming up here real soon, okay? This is the second episode and they dropped this bomb on us. It's like, guess what? You wanted Dracula? Well, here he is. Deal with it. You know? And the whole entire time now, from now until eternity, until the end of this this season 3, we're going to sit here and, you know, be nervous and worried about what's going to happen to Vanessa Ives. Why does Dracula want information on Vanessa Ives? You know, what is it about her? We'll have to see, guys. Hold on, I got a call, guys. That's it, man. We're going to let you guys go, man, and I hope you enjoyed that episode, man. We're out of here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, people just call and I forgot to mute my phone. Penny Dreadful, Season 3, Episode 2, Predators Far and Near, 10 out of 10 stars, man. The Hidden in Plain Sight, Dracula reveal, absolutely cinematic perfection. And I really can't wait to see what happens. I said my last podcast, which was the first podcast for season 3, I said I'm going to start naming off the writers and talking about the crew and stuff. So I've done that pretty good and pretty successful, I think. I don't have to toot my own horn or whatever. But the writers for this episode were John Logan, and there's really nobody else. It just says John Logan, created by John Logan. They named 2 writers. I guess John Logan gets both of them. I guess he wrote the script. I guess he created the scenario in which Predator's Far and Near was going to happen, and yeah, we give him credit for that, man. This was directed by Damon Thomas, and we got to give him credit too. It was brilliant. All the cast and crew, man, outstanding job. 10 out of 10 stars. We will be back with a review on Sunday. The reason why I did not upload immediately after this episode aired, and I believe that was on May 8th, 2016, is because I wanted to give people some time, man, because I knew I was going to go nuts about this Dracula thing and the reveal, and I want to give you guys just a little bit more time to watch it. There's so many shows out there. Okay, so, it's okay to have, a late review or something like that, but we will have it back up on Sunday, Sunday night, right after Penny Dreadful airs, so just look forward on Monday morning, I guess you could say, is probably the earliest, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, guys, we're out of here. I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, share your thoughts, man. We're out of here. That's it. Okay, one more thing I want to say is my favorite scene was when they showed the old school film premiere. It was, I think it was 1,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and just to show, how movies were shown and premiered back then was really cool using the technology. And also inside of Dr. Seward's office, the recording of Vanessa Ives' voice and using that contraption. If you are familiar with the Nick on Cinemax, you understand that, that was really how they did it back then. It was really, really cool to see that. And I can't say it enough, man. Penny Dreadful is a really great show, okay, and people definitely need to give it a little bit more respect than it just deserves. It deserves a lot of recognition, a lot of respect, and I love it. I can't wait to see what happens, man. That's it.